Hi guys, welcome back to Doug's Basement Workshop. Today we're in the CNC room again, and today we're talking about the fairy piece that I carved. If you see my Instagram, you know it's been a little while since this has actually been done. We're getting some projects done in advance for the move. So we started this piece out, as you'll see in the time lapse that'll be coming up here in a minute, with the 1/4 inch end mill, and then we finished it with the 1/8 inch end mill. So those are the two bits that we used for this project. The 1/4 inch is an end mill, I'm sorry, the 1/8 inch is a ball nose bit. It's the 1/8 inch ball nose, and this was done with a new collet from Shapeoku, the 1/8 inch one. And I've got to say, miles above what I had been using with the sleeves that inserted into the collet. I wish I'd done this a year ago. Once again, I get bitten in the butt by not wanting to spend the extra money to buy some high-end parts for my CNC machine. But now that I have them, I realize that some things are worth spending that extra money on. The $25 for that collet, well worth the money and well worth the time lost on previous projects. I wasted a lot of projects and a lot of wood, a lot of hours carving something to have it fall apart at the last minute on me. So, I love the fairy. This is a great model. The model actually came out really well. The problems that I had with this was in reading the wood. I didn't read the wood very well. There was some, on the surface, it didn't really plane down well coming out of the planer, and it never really gave me a great finish on the wood. And if you look at the model, there's some feathering up in here where it just didn't get me that normal, beautiful finish that I'm used to with my Shapeoku. And I'm thinking it's the piffiness of this wood. It is cherry. It wasn't a good piece, which isn't a problem. It was a thin piece. Most of my models I try to go to have a 8 to 10 millimeters on the back of backer material from the base of the model to the back of the piece, not the top, the base of the model, so that I can put hangers on them, because most of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm making to sell through my Etsy shop, and I want to be able to put a hanger on them. So I want to make sure the screws aren't going to pop through, I'm not going to crack the wood in the process. So, pretty cool piece. I really like it. I like the model. I like that size. The overall size of this particular piece is 220 millimeters finished. I started with a 240 millimeter piece of wood, so I lose about 20 millimeters on the sides when I'm carving. If you're new to CNC, one of the things you're going to realize real quick is when you're roughing stuff out using the 1/4 inch bit, you're going to lose around half to 3/4. You're going to lose at least half an inch, more likely 3/4 to a full inch around the outside of your piece. So you want to find wood that's way oversized for the model you want to make. I know it sounds kind of weird, but because you're having to have that 1/4 inch bit come all the way down the bottom on the outside edge and then leave a little bit of a ring around it so that you have room for the 1/8 inch bit to get down there. And if you're going to be cutting out the piece with the CNC machine, you need room for that collet, which is actually pretty wide. This is my 1/4 inch collet here in my hand. This is my 1/8 inches in the machine. So your bit needs a lot of room to get in there. So you need to have that extra, what is this? My collet is 20 millimeters wide. So to get that nut down in there, you need to have an extra 10 millimeters on each side, and you need to have the bit sticking out pretty far depending on the thickness of the wood you're working on. So it's one of those little things that we don't always think about when we're setting up projects, or if you're new to CNC, is how much space and how much lumber you lose when you're carving a project. Something to keep in mind, something to think about when you're starting out, guys. So here's the project, some pictures of the finish, and some work of it, some time-lapse of it running. Thanks guys, have a great day. Please remember to subscribe and like this so that we can try and get more people watching, more subscribers. The more often I get recommended, and the more likes I get, the more popular my video and I can show up in recommendations. Thanks guys, have a great day.